two-dimensional shapes other than cubes?
There's this one, it's like two hoops, and then like there's a bar between them.
Yeah.
And I've never done it before, and it's like up on a shelf, literally up on a shelf. And so we've all wanted to try it, but we don't know what to do. So that'll probably be our next project, is trying to figure out the circle thing. Like, we honestly have no idea what it is. So you'll see here that she goes before me a little bit, so it starts to tilt the cube. And so you have to wait, and then we go at the same time. So we had to wait for it to kind of level out. Alright, so that's the end of the cube. But so you might be thinking, what does this have to do with the real world? And yeah, that's nice, it looks cool, but what does that have to do with the real world? So let me tell you another story. In the summer of 2011, I went to Italy and Greece as a student ambassador to the United States. And so after months of planning and preparation and meetings and trainings, I finally was able to go, and I got to meet a bunch of the locals and immerse myself in the beautiful cultures of Italy and Greece. And one of our assignments was to shadow school-aged children. And of course, I introduced myself to this girl I would be shadowing in English because I knew zero Greek. And she responded to me in Greek. So I was taken aback a little bit because everything she had said to me up until that point was literally all Greek to me. And so I was like, okay, she knows no English, but I might as well ask if she knows English. So I was like, do you speak English? And she answered me with a resounding no. So here I was in Crete with this girl I was supposed to be with for 3 days, and we could not talk to each other. We had no way of communicating, at least so I thought. On one of the bus rides, we started gesturing and doing hand movements towards certain objects, and she would tell me the word for it in Greek, and I would say it in English, or she would give me a sentence in Greek, and then kind of show what it meant, and then I would do the same in English. So we ended up teaching each other our languages, and that's how we ended up communicating. One night, she had a dance class, which she invited me to go with her to, and it was a lot of fun. It was traditional Greek dancing, which I've never done before, and at the end of class, she asked she asked one of the girls to ask me if I could show her what type of dancing I do. So she taught me her Greek dancing, and I taught her some ballet, and so we were in the studio until like 11 o'clock at night, just dancing away and teaching each other and coming up with like hybrids of dance, and it was a lot of fun. The next day, however, she had a performance in the town square, and so I went to watch her and cheer her on. And then to my surprise, she came up to me and pulled me out of the audience and pulled me up on the stage to dance with her. And I was just completely honored and completely embarrassed and completely freaked out, but it was a lot of fun nonetheless. Afterwards, she came up to me and with her very broken English from what we had talked over the past couple days, she pointed at me and said, "You, Hollywood," and then pointed at the stars. And so even though she really did not put together a full sentence, the meaning was there, and it was just something that was unbelievable and amazing that we could create that connection without actually talking with one another. So at first, there was pretty much zero understanding between the two of us. But instead of sitting there in silence or pouting or asking for a kid who spoke English, we worked with what we had, and we actually taught each other. We learned from each other, and we connected on ways that words probably never could capture. And so, even though it wasn't our normal way of communicating, it didn't diminish what we had to say any. So, let me ask all of you, when was your last misunderstanding, and how was it solved? What were the roadblocks that you had with it? So, you all can discuss that.